Chosen one, listen carefully. This message you about to hear. Something is shifting around you. You feel it in your chest before you see it in your life. The doors that once felt locked are suddenly loose on their hinges. The conversations you used to cling to now feel heavy. The places you once called home feel temporary. You are not crazy, you are not lost, you are being moved. And when you move, you cannot take everything with you. Chosen one, you're moving very soon, but leave behind. Leave behind the version of you that survived but never thrived. Leave behind the fear that kept you silent. Leave behind the need to be understood by people who were never meant to understand you. Because where you are going requires lighter baggage. The weight you feel is not pressure. It is preparation. Chosen ones are not selected for comfort. They are selected for transformation. You have always felt different. Even in a crowded room, you felt alone. Even in success, you felt there was more. That is because your spirit was never designed to settle. It was designed to rise. And rising demands release. Being chosen does not mean life is easy. It means your awareness is sharp. You see patterns others ignore. You feel energy others dismiss. You question what everyone else accepts. That awareness can feel isolating. It can make you the black sheep. It can make people label you too deep, too intense, too quiet, too different. But the truth is simple. You are not too much. You are simply tuned to a higher calling. Spiritual awakening is not a trend. It is a tearing away of illusions, a tearing away of false identities, a tearing away of expectations placed on you by family, culture, and society. When you awaken, you start noticing what drains you. You start recognizing who only loves the version of you that stays small. You start feeling uncomfortable in places that once felt safe. That discomfort is sacred. It is a sign that your soul refuses to shrink anymore. There are signs you were always chosen. You have endured more than most, yet your heart is still soft. You have been misunderstood, yet you still try to understand others. You have been betrayed, yet you still believe in loyalty. You carry depth in your silence. You think about purpose when others think about popularity. You crave meaning over attention. And no matter how many times life tried to harden you, something inside you refused to die. That something is your calling. Society does not know what to do with people like you. You cannot be easily controlled. You do not blindly follow noise. You ask questions. You step back. You observe. And when you speak with weight. That kind of presence threatens systems built on distraction. So they try to silence you. They mock your faith. They dismiss your intuition. They pressure you to conform. But here is the hidden truth. The resistance you face is confirmation. If you were meant to blend in, you would feel comfortable staying where you are. Instead, you feel the ground shifting beneath you. Relationships are changing. Opportunities are appearing from nowhere. Old connections are fading without explanation. It feels chaotic. But chaos often precedes clarity. You are moving very soon. Not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Your mindset is elevating. Your standards are rising. Your tolerance for disrespect is shrinking. And as you elevate, certain people cannot follow. Not because you hate them, but because your paths no longer align. Leave behind the need for validation. You will not find peace trying to convince others of your worth. Leave behind the fear of outgrowing people. Growth is not betrayal. Leave behind the old story that says you must struggle to deserve blessings. You have already survived enough. Leave behind environments that only celebrate you when you are useful. You are not created to be used. You were created to serve with purpose and dignity. There is a reason you feel restless lately. Your spirit senses expansion before your eyes can see it. You may be called to a new city, a new circle, a new level of responsibility, or a new version of yourself that demands discipline and courage. But you cannot enter this next chapter dragging old pain behind you. Healing is not optional where you are going. Forgiveness is not weakness. It is freedom. Chosen one, understand this clearly. When you move, some people will say you changed. They will say you think you are better. They will say you forgot where you came from. But what they truly mean is that you no longer accept less. And that makes them uncomfortable. Do not shrink to make others comfortable. Do not dim your light to protect fragile egos. You are being repositioned. Every delay was alignment. Every rejection was redirection. Every heartbreak was protection. You thought you were losing, but you were being refined. Refinement requires fire, and you survived the fire. Now you carry wisdom instead of wounds. This next move requires faith. Not loud faith for display, but quiet, disciplined trust. The kind of trust that keeps you consistent when no one claps. The kind of trust that makes you pray, reflect, and act with integrity. Your awakening is not about ego. It is about responsibility. When you know better, you must live better. You cannot take gossip into your next season. You cannot take insecurity into your next assignment. You cannot take laziness into your next level. Elevation demands alignment. Alignment demands sacrifice. And sacrifice demands courage. You have that courage. You always did. The loneliness you felt was training. It taught you how to stand alone without falling apart. It taught you how to hear your inner voice clearly. It taught you that your value does not decrease when others fail to recognize it. Now that strength will carry you forward. You are not moving because you are escaping. You are moving because you are evolving. There is a difference. Escaping runs from problems. Evolving rises above them. And you have done the inner work. You faced your flaws. You confronted your fears. You chose growth over comfort. That is why the shift is happening now. You asked for clarity. You asked for purpose. You asked to be used for something meaningful. Be careful what you ask for. Because once the path opens, hesitation is no longer an option. Chosen one, as you prepare to move, leave behind doubt. Leave behind comparison. Leave behind the voice that says you are not ready. You are ready. Not because you are perfect, but because you are willing. This is your moment to step forward with humility and strength. To trust that the one who guided you through confusion will guide you through clarity. To accept that growth sometimes looks like separation. And to believe that obedience to your higher calling will always bring peace, even when it brings change. If this message found you at the right time, that is not an accident. It is confirmation. You are not alone on this path. There are others awakening, rising, and preparing for their next level just like you. Now I need you to act. Do not just feel inspired. Move differently. Think differently. Pray with intention. Work with discipline. Like this video if you feel the shift. Comment, "I'm ready to move," if you are leaving the old behind. And subscribe to Return to Awakening if you are committed to growing, elevating, and walking boldly into your calling. Your next chapter is waiting, but only if you have the courage to leave behind what no longer belongs in your future. The truth is, some of you are already packing emotionally. You just have not admitted it yet. You have started detaching in silence, observing more, speaking less. You no longer react the way you used to. The drama that once triggered you now exhausts you. The chaos that once entertained you now repels you. This is not weakness. This is maturity being born inside you. There is a quiet upgrade happening in your spirit. You are craving discipline over distraction, peace over popularity, purpose over pleasure. You are realizing that not everyone who walked with you can walk into your future. Some were lessons, some were mirrors, some were warnings, and some were temporary assignments. But very few are destiny partners. Chosen one, hear this deeply. Every season has an expiration date. And when a season expires, forcing it only creates frustration. You have tried to revive what was already dead. You have tried to hold onto connections that were slowly fading. You have tried to convince yourself that familiarity equals destiny. But comfort is not always calling. Sometimes comfort is a cage disguised as safety. You are being asked to trust the unknown. That is why fear is whispering louder lately. Fear hates movement. Fear hates growth. Fear hates when you step into authority over your own life. But courage is not the absence of fear. It is obedience despite fear. And you have already shown signs of courage. You are still here, still seeking, still evolving. The move that is coming will expose who truly supports you. Some will celebrate you loudly. Some will envy you silently. Some will distance themselves because your growth reflects their stagnation. Do not take it personally. Everyone is on a different timeline. But do not slow down to match someone else's pace. You prayed for expansion. Expansion requires separation. There are habits you must leave behind too. Procrastination, self-sabotage, overthinking every opportunity, waiting for perfect conditions. Perfection is an illusion that keeps you stuck. Progress is what transforms you. And progress often begins with uncomfortable steps. You are not being moved to impress people. You are being moved to impact people. There is a difference. Impressing feeds ego. Impacting fulfills purpose. Your voice carries weight because it carries experience. Your scars carry wisdom because they carry survival. Someone will need your story. But first, you must live it fully. Let this sink in. Where you are going will require a stronger mindset, stronger discipline, stronger boundaries. You cannot enter a higher level with a lower standard. Your standards are rising for a reason. Do not apologize for them. Clarity is not arrogance. Boundaries are not disrespect. Some of you will physically relocate. A new environment, a new atmosphere, a place that stretches you beyond your comfort zone. Others will relocate internally. You will think differently, respond differently, choose differently, and that internal shift will change your entire reality. People may not recognize you after this transition. Your silence will be sharper. Your words will be fewer but stronger. Your presence will feel heavier in rooms that once ignored you. Because growth changes your energy. And energy speaks before words ever do. Remember this. You were never meant to beg for a seat at tables that undervalued you. Sometimes the move is not about finding a new table. It is about building your own. With integrity, with patience, with purpose. And when you look back one day, you will realize that the discomfort you feel right now was the beginning of your transformation. Not your breakdown, but your breakthrough. Continue listening carefully, because what you leave behind now will determine how far you rise next. There are conversations you will outgrow. Not because you think you are superior, but because your spirit now craves substance. Small talk feels empty. Gossip feels toxic. Negativity feels heavy. You want truth. You want growth. You want alignment. And that hunger is evidence of your evolution. Chosen one, you are no longer entertained by chaos. You used to try to fix everyone, rescue everyone, convince everyone. Now you understand something deeper. Not everyone wants to be saved. Not everyone wants to awaken. And it is not your responsibility to drag people into awareness. Your responsibility is to protect your own light. As you prepare to move, your discernment is sharpening. You notice red flags faster. You sense dishonesty quicker. You feel when energy is off without needing proof. That is not paranoia. That is spiritual intelligence. It was built through betrayal, strengthened through disappointment, refined through solitude. Solitude was never punishment. It was preparation. In isolation, you learned who you are without applause, without validation, without noise. You discovered your thoughts, your weaknesses, your triggers, and instead of running from them, you faced them. Most people avoid themselves. You confronted yourself. That is why you are ready. The move ahead will require emotional stability, not mood swings, not impulsive decisions, not reactions driven by ego, but grounded strength, calm authority, measured action. When you walk into your next season, you cannot be easily shaken, because higher levels come with higher tests. Some of the very people who doubted you will watch you rise. Do not seek revenge. Silence is more powerful than arguments. Consistency is louder than explanations. Success rooted in integrity speaks for itself. Let your growth answer every insult you endured. And understand this clearly. You are not moving because you are bored. You are moving because you are called. There is a difference between escape and assignment. You are stepping into assignment, into responsibility, into impact. The fear of losing people has kept you small before. But now you realize something powerful. Anyone who truly belongs in your life will grow with you. And anyone who cannot grow with you was only meant for a chapter, not the whole story. You are shedding an identity. The overly available one. The people-pleasing one. The one who tolerated disrespect to avoid conflict. That version carried survival habits. But you are no longer surviving. You are transitioning into leadership. Leadership does not always mean standing on a stage. Sometimes it means setting an example quietly, breaking generational cycles silently, choosing discipline when no one is watching, choosing integrity when shortcuts are available, choosing faith when doubt feels louder. The next version of you will require sharper focus. Less scrolling, more studying, less complaining, more building, less reacting, more planning. This is not about becoming someone else. It is about becoming fully yourself. Chosen one, do not confuse loneliness with abandonment. Growth often feels lonely because few choose it. Comfort is crowded. Discipline is selective. Purpose is rare. And you have always felt called toward rare. Some nights you will question yourself. Wonder if you are making the right move. Wonder if you should stay where it is familiar. But deep down you know. You feel it in your spirit. Staying would slowly suffocate your potential. Moving will stretch you. And stretching produces strength. The version of you that is emerging is more patient, more aware, more intentional. You do not chase attention anymore. You attract alignment. You do not argue to be right. You choose peace over proving yourself. This is what elevation looks like. It is subtle at first, invisible to others, but undeniable to you. You wake up thinking differently. You pray differently. You plan differently. And soon you will live differently. You are being repositioned for influence. Not loud influence. Not arrogant influence. But meaningful influence. The kind that changes rooms when you walk in. The kind that inspires without forcing. The kind that leads by example. And the final thing you must leave behind is the belief that you are not enough. That lie kept you playing small, kept you doubting opportunities, kept you hesitating when doors opened. But you are not underqualified for your calling. You are being trained for it. Every hardship equipped you. Every delay strengthened you. Every tear purified your intention. You are not behind. You are aligned. The move is closer than you think. The shift is already happening internally. Soon the external world will reflect it. Be ready. Be disciplined. Be anchored. Because once you step forward fully, there will be no returning to who you used to be. Listen closely. When the shift becomes visible, it will look sudden to others. They will say it happened overnight. They will say you were lucky. They will say you changed fast. But they did not see the nights you questioned yourself. They did not see the discipline you built in private. They did not see the tears you refused to show. Nothing about this is sudden. It is the result of silent endurance. Chosen one, you had to be broken in places pride once lived. You had to lose what you thought you needed. You had to be humbled, refined, corrected, not to shame you, but to purify your intentions. Power without humility destroys, but power with humility transforms. Where you are going, character will matter more than charisma. Integrity will matter more than image. Depth will matter more than noise. That is why you were trained differently. While others chased attention, you were learning patience. While others chased shortcuts, you were learning endurance. There is a reason delays surrounded you. You were not ready before. Not mentally, not emotionally, not spiritually. But now you respond instead of react. You observe before you speak. You pray before you decide. That maturity is proof of readiness. You must also leave behind the need to explain your growth. Not everyone deserves access to your transformation. Some people only understand the version of you that struggled. When they see you disciplined, focused, and detached from chaos, they may feel uncomfortable. Let them. Growth is not a group project. There will be moments in this new season where you feel stretched beyond comfort. Responsibilities will increase. Expectations will rise. Opportunities will demand boldness. Do not shrink in those moments. Pressure reveals capacity, and your capacity has expanded. You once asked for strength. Strength requires resistance. You once asked for clarity. Clarity requires separation. You once asked for purpose. Purpose requires sacrifice. Now the answers are arriving. Do not reject them because they come disguised as change. Chosen one, the environment you are entering will reflect your internal shift. Healthier conversations, higher standards, clearer direction. But to sustain that level, you must maintain discipline. Growth is not a one-time decision. It is a daily commitment. Leave behind comparison completely. Someone else's timeline is not your measurement. Someone else's success is not your competition. Your assignment is unique. Your path is specific. And what is meant for you cannot be stolen by another. As you rise, protect your peace fiercely. Not aggressively, not arrogantly, but intentionally. Guard your time. Guard your energy. Guard your focus. Because distractions will increase as impact increases. There will also be moments of doubt. That is natural. Even the strongest feel uncertainty. But doubt should not dictate your direction. Let faith be louder than fear. Let discipline be stronger than emotion. Let purpose be greater than comfort. You are stepping into alignment. Alignment does not always feel exciting. Sometimes it feels calm, clear, grounded. The chaos you once mistook for passion will no longer attract you. Peace will. The move ahead is not about proving people wrong. It is about proving to yourself that you can obey the call placed on your life, that you can trust the process, that you can release what no longer serves you without bitterness. And when you finally look back, you will not regret what you left behind. You will understand why it could not come with you. Because where you are headed requires clarity, discipline, and courage. At a level your old environment could not sustain, there is a final layer of shedding that must happen. The silent attachment to your old identity. The comfort of being the underestimated one. The safety of being overlooked. When no one expects much from you, there is no pressure. But where you are going, expectation will increase. Influence will increase. Responsibility will increase. You cannot hide behind humility that is actually fear. Chosen one, you must accept that visibility is part of your assignment. Not for ego, not for applause, but for impact. Light is not meant to stay hidden. Wisdom is not meant to stay silent. Growth is not meant to stay private forever. There comes a moment when preparation ends and presentation begins. That moment is approaching. You have already noticed subtle confirmations. Conversations aligning. Ideas flowing clearer. Opportunities appearing unexpectedly. Old doors closing without force. You did not chase this shift. It is responding to who you have become. But hear this carefully. Elevation exposes what is still unhealed. If insecurity remains, success will magnify it. If ego remains, influence will corrupt it. If impatience remains, opportunity will frustrate it. That is why this final season of preparation feels intense. It is polishing what is left. Leave behind emotional impulsiveness. Not every opinion requires your response. Not every disagreement requires your energy. Silence is strength when used wisely. Observation is power when practiced consistently. In your next level, strategy will matter. You are learning to move with intention, to speak with clarity, to act with discipline. That is not accidental. That is alignment forming inside you. There will be people who try to re-enter your life. Once they sense your momentum. Not all returns are destiny. Some are distractions. Some are tests. Discernment will protect you. You cannot afford to reopen doors that were closed for your protection. Chosen one, you must also release resentment. Holding onto past hurt anchors you to a season you are leaving. Forgiveness does not excuse behavior. It frees your future. You cannot carry bitterness into a blessed environment. The next chapter demands emotional maturity. Calm thinking under pressure. Measured decisions under stress. Integrity when tempted. Consistency when tired. This is leadership in its purest form. You are not called to be average. You were not shaped by hardship to live small. Every trial expanded your capacity. Every delay strengthened your patience. Every misunderstanding deepened your awareness. Now awareness must turn into action. The window of transition is open. Hesitation will only create regret. Overthinking will only create stagnation. Movement creates clarity. Action builds confidence. Discipline sustains elevation. Some of you are being called to build something. A platform, a business, a ministry, a legacy of integrity within your family. Whatever it is, it requires courage. And courage is a decision, not a feeling. You will not feel ready every day. But readiness is not about emotion. It is about obedience, about consistency, about showing up even when fear whispers doubt. Chosen one, the final thing you must leave behind is the belief that comfort equals peace. True peace comes from alignment, and alignment sometimes disrupts comfort. It stretches routines. It rearranges priorities. It exposes complacency. But what waits on the other side of alignment is stability, clarity, purpose anchored in discipline. You are closer than you realize. The internal shift is almost complete. The external confirmation will soon follow. Stand firm. Stay focused. Remain disciplined. Because once this next chapter fully unfolds, you will understand why everything had to fall apart before you could move forward. Now understand this with absolute clarity. The move is not coming to test you. It is coming to reveal you. To reveal the strength you built in silence. To reveal the discipline you forged in isolation. To reveal the faith you held onto when nothing made sense. You are not stepping into something random. You are stepping into something prepared. Chosen one, this is the dividing line. Between who you were and who you are becoming. Between surviving and leading. Between doubting and deciding. You cannot stand in the middle anymore. Indecision is comfort's last trap. And comfort cannot follow you where you are going. From this moment forward, move intentionally. Wake up with focus. Speak with purpose. Act with discipline. Pray with sincerity. Protect your energy like it is sacred. Because it is. Do not announce every step. Build quietly. Elevate silently. Let results speak. Let consistency shock them. Let your peace confuse them. You owe no one explanations for becoming stronger. This is your confirmation. You are not behind. You are not overlooked. You are not forgotten. You are being positioned. And positioning requires patience before promotion. But promotion is near. The shift is near. The relocation, the opportunity, the breakthrough in mindset, it is near. And when it fully unfolds, only those who release the old will sustain the new. So leave it. Leave the doubt. Leave the fear. Leave the toxic attachments. Leave the habits that sabotage your growth. Leave the mindset that says you are not capable. Step forward. With humility. With courage. With discipline. With unshakable trust in the one who guided you this far. If this message spoke directly to your spirit, do not ignore it. Act on it. Like this video, if you feel the shift happening in your life right now. Comment, "I'm leaving it behind," if you are ready to step into your next level without fear. And subscribe to Return to Awakening if you are serious about growth, discipline, faith, and elevation. This is not entertainment. This is activation. And chosen one. Your next chapter will not wait forever.